Well, we had some fun on Friday night talking Ring of Honor. We had some fun Wednesday talking about a little bit of everything. And it's Monday night. You know what that means. I don't have a nondescript taster glass of water. And I'm not filming myself right now. It's not time for another edition of Sip and Snack. It's time for another edition of Fight the Battle of Who Could Care Less.
Fight the power.
Oh, dear God. Here we go already. So, real quick, let's, in the ongoing saga of Hot Topic and the Bullet Club, which we bring up every single week, I got a new number for you guys. July 17th. July 17th, every Hot Topic in America and Canada, so all in North America, so no Mexico, of course. So America and Canada will be able to purchase Bullet Club shirts, the new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, the American Nightmare Cody shirts, the cleaner Kenny Omega shirts, the Young Bucks shirts, and yes, officially confirmed tonight, the villain Marty Scurll shirts.
In every one.
In every single one.
Not bare minimum, like
nope.
Only a few places. Every wrestler's going to have every single one in every store.
There was such a demand for Bullet Club merchandise at Hot Topic that they were going to run it limited, and now it's going to be everywhere.
Limited.
No, not even close. And the funny thing about that is if you go, just like I've been saying, and I think I said on Wednesday, and I know I said on Friday, if you go to the Hot Topic online store right now, the only shirts that are available are Omega, regular Bullet Club, and Cody. The Bucks aren't available online, and Marty's not available online. But I will say that I know that they are available because there is a picture that I think, if I remember correctly, let me see, the Young Bucks merch Twitter feed tweeted out. And basically, it is a picture of a Hot Topic wall, which the most ironic of ironic statements, the Young Bucks shirt is prominently displayed right next to the New Day Pops shirt. Someone did that on purpose. Yep. So, that being said, welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Raw Popcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. Yes, that's right, Timbo. G1.
Oh, I don't want to get fully excited until I know when the matches are happening. And we'll find that out in hopefully around 8 hours. Stupid old me is going to stay up to see that.
Well, I mean, I do have to work. At 10 tomorrow, which means I have to get up at like 8:45. But I wish I could.
You might be able to catch it then, possibly.
Maybe.
Because the show starts at 5:30.
Right.
But I'm guessing the interval will be sort of around 7:30-ish, so it might be a little bit before you get up.
I mean, it's possible. I guess we'll find out.
It'll be on all the sites, don't worry.
We'll be covering more New Japan Pro Wrestling on Wednesday, on the Wednesday Wrestling Podcast.
The preview to the biggest, well, I guess the second biggest week of the year. Well, no, third, because Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I guess it means that next week summer officially starts, even though SummerSlam isn't till August.
This is correct.
Anyway, let's do the proper intros, because I've got something set up.
My name is Ellen. This is Ashley, and we're going to talk a little WWE for the next probably hour, if I had to guess, maybe a little bit more, depending on if we have anything to say. This show is very eventful for a lot of reasons, and nothing good.
I'm 100% I'm 200% What the police hate?
Oh, that Bohr family was a fucking riot, wasn't it?
Long-time listeners to this network will immediately know what I say when I say this. Yes, for one night only, the spirit of Mr. Entertainment is with Ashley tonight.
Also, in keeping with the spirit of Cleveland, Nashville.
Exactly.
Oh, God. It's amazing that Raw is so terrible, yet is so awesome at the same time. But in a sort of car crash TV. Oh, man.
God.
Oh, shit. So the Staples Center, I think, got shafted. Apart from what's probably happening now, unless they've actually said, "Go home," and there's nothing special for you here.
I'm looking into it. Don't worry.
So yeah. They started off with Roman because they knew that this is certainly more anti-Roman crowd than pro.
Oh yeah.
I'd say it was probably 75-25 anti. There was some cheering, but there was certainly, it was more booing than it was sort of cheering. But there was cheering there, so I'd say it was mixed to anti. So he says, you know, about, I think you're going to like what I have to say. And they just boo him and they say, well, last week, Joe put the clutch on me, the coquina clutch, and I passed out. And the fans cheered, and he was like, yep, told you he'd like it. And Braun came back, beat the crap out of me, and, you know, like a coward, picked away at the bones of the scraps that was left. And then he challenged me to an ambulance match. So you know what? I accept the challenge. And, you know, he's going to regret it because I'm going to throw him in that ambulance and send him straight back to hell because it's my yard. Does Roman actually think he's the fucking Undertaker? Why are we doing this shit? Why does he keep using the whole straight to hell stuff that only works if you actually are the Undertaker? Or is that the actual gimmick? Roman's going to die and sort of Doctor Who regenerate into actually the Undertaker?
I highly doubt that one.
In actuality, the Undertaker streak never went to 22-2 because Undertaker beat himself. So he's 23-2 because he won and lost at the same time.
Real quick, I have I can't say breaking news. I guess it kind of is. Coming from the building right now, it was officially announced No Mercy is going to be taking place back at the Staples Center on September 24th.
Well, we ain't covering that one because that's fucking when I'm coming back from bloody conventions.
That's also Halloween Horror Night, so yeah.
Yeah. Bye Staples Center. We liked you. So then all of a sudden, Scott Steiner's music starts up. The only reason I say that is because it's the exact fucking siren.
Yep.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, okay, this is the streamer doing some sort of troll. It isn't actually, but no, an ambulance suddenly shows up sort of by the ramp. They're actually implying that the ambulance siren sounds like Scott Steiner's, which, no, newsflash, they don't. So Roman goes to check on this ambulance. He opens up the back doors and it's in darkness and empty. Braun runs in. He doesn't say that, but he might as well have done.
Right.
Runs in, takes him out, throws him onto the stage. Roman sort of gets back some offense, Superman punch. Goes for, I guess, a spear off the stage, but Braun stops him and throws him into the side of the ambulance. He then picks up what's left of the corpse, swings open the doors, goes to throw him in. One of the doors swings shut. So I'm going to reopen it a bit more carefully and throws him inside, shuts the door, bangs on it, and the thing leaves. So you've given away the finish already to the fucking pay-per-view. Why would you fucking watch? And if you're going, oh, wait, that means Roman's going to win, it's still the finish to the pay-per-view.
Is that a rhetorical question?
Well, no, but it can't be because I'm giving an answer, you know, because of the reverse booking thing. It's still the finish. Either Roman's going to throw him in the back or Braun's going to throw Roman in the back. And then bang on the thing and that's over. Why do it? We know what an ambulance match is. You know, they did better build up for the ambulance match that when they did it for Payback, when it would have happened the following month had it not been for Braun getting fucked up. The irony here is if bloody Roman somehow either gets injured on the bloody Japanese tour or got injured from that ambulance throw. In which case they have to call it off again and do it at SummerSlam. Except by then, both of them will get injured because nobody gives a fuck about the feud anymore. So we're now coming to, I guess, the three tenors. Except if we're talking in American money, what would that be? Is there slang for like a $10 bill?
Not that I'm aware of.
People in the chat will know.
Pedro, is there slang for a $10 bill?
Because I know you got dimes and stuff for smaller denominations. And I think the dollars are Benjamins because of all about the Benjamins and all that stuff. So I guess it's whatever political figures on the $10 bill. Is it Lincoln? Is it?
Well, Lincoln's the $5 bill, and I don't really get many $10 bills. That's probably the reason why I don't know who off the top of my head who it is.
Hang on. $10 bill.
Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's the Lin-Manuel. It's the free Lin-Manuel Mirandas. That's something I didn't think I'd fucking say. Oh, shit. So, yeah.
Pedro says, I feel like they're going to give it to Roman.
Go ahead.
Because they still want to try to keep him strong for Brock because they already had Braun one up on Roman. Unless they throw the title on Joe to try to mess with the booking. We have Jinder as champion and that goof Ellsworth.
I honestly think they're going to be scrapping the plans for
I don't think
WrestleMania,
it's
at
going
least
to
for the
happen.
short term.
No, I don't think it's going to happen at
I
all.
I think they're just going to do it at SummerSlam and see how it goes.
And it's not going to get over well at all. And they'll dodge a bullet.
But then that means that the next show that, or probably the next show that he'll be champion on, may be one we don't watch in No Mercy. Unless that's
Probably.
the SmackDown pay-per-view. I don't know.
No Mercy is a Raw pay-per-view. It's confirmed.
Okay. So, yeah, we won't be covering it when he's champion. If he's champion, of course. So, yeah, Elias, Sheamus, and Cesaro are about to sing You're Welcome. Only to be interrupted by the Hardys and Finn Balor, because we're going to have 6-man tag action because fucking Japan. Yeah, the irony of ironies. WWE is doing a tour of Japan the same week New Japan is doing a tour of America. I think they're doing this on purpose.
It's very possible.
What makes me think that bloody William Regal is going to be secretly at the Long Beach show?
I don't think it's going to be secret.
Scouting.
Yeah, you know who else was scouting for some reason? Josh Duhamel.
Oh, yeah. This fucker randomly shows up on commentary because of some USA show or something. And something he's directing that's going to have Sheamus in.
That would be the USA show.
And because Transformers 5 was a wild success in the fact that it had the lowest opening of the franchise in US history. But who gives a fuck? China watched it because they're fucking morons.
I think I saw someone on Twitter posted as Transformers made $50, but because of China, it made $50 million.
Yeah, well, China alone took 120 million. That means I think it took a bigger box office in China than it did in the rest of the world.
I buy that. They like their robots for some reason.
And Vin Diesel. Oh wait, he is a robot.
Yes.
Shoot!
Indeed.
Oh, and Wonder Woman surpassed Batman versus Superman as well. Lol.
Anyway, this match was fine. It's one of the only matches I really overall enjoyed tonight because it was one of the only ones we actually got.
Well, yeah. Spoilers, guys. If you don't include the mini matches within the gauntlet match, we had 5 matches tonight.
Good God.
What an entirely brilliant show. 5 matches.
Yeah, I watched 5 matches on Grimm's Toy Show tonight, too. So, I mean, we're about even.
You know what I say to the person that wrote tonight's show? Beat them Nashville's up.
Yeah.
Beat them up.
So, Balor gets the hot tag, and because Matt played face in peril for a while, Cesaro and Sheamus hit that god-awful double team air raid crash that I hate so much. I don't know. It's just something about that move. It just drives me insane. It's not a double team move. So Balor comes in like a house of fire, and he hits the tope con hilo on the outside, sling blade Cesaro, shotgun drop kick. So Matt took out Sheamus with a twist of fate on the outside. Jeff dove on Elias Sampson, and Cesaro ate the coup de grace for the win. This was fine. I don't mind this. I mean, if you like bearded men, this match was for you.
I just noticed something?
Okay.
Did you drop the drives a man insane line on purpose?
Maybe.
I'm thinking you didn't, and you just ironically realized, oh, fuck, Vince's playing of this fucking song is seeping into my fucking conscience.
Oh, God.
I can't even sing the theme song to Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater anymore because it starts with "What a Thrill." God damn it, Vince! You fucking bastard!
I said House of Fire for sake of argument.
Yeah, but you said "Drive a Man Insane."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same thing. Still somehow quoting it.
Close enough.
Speaking of quotes, it's showtime.
Yes, Beetlejuice. Very nice.
He should have just gone Sting, WCW.
That would have been great. No, that's what Truth would have said. It would have fit his character,
he
too.
didn't get a promo. He didn't need a promo.
No, he didn't. He
The feelings in the air. The shattered truth is hitting Hollywood tonight. The grand finale to their story is the return of the Golden Age. So Goldust makes his way out with a bloody cameraman wearing gold.
I like this.
With a gold, like, felt cover for the microphone as well, and gold sort of tape on the battery pack and whatever. Here comes R-Truth. And Goldust is using the cameraman just like how The Miz uses Maurice. Cheap shots him, smacks him in the ring post, and that's it. You do all this build-up for fuck all.
Nah, that's only on the surface. I really think since this had a non-finish, this actually could be on the dark. This could be the pre-show match for Great Balls of Fire.
Nobody's going to watch Great Balls of Fire. They're only going to watch the main event. They don't give a fuck about the rest of the 3 hours.
Nah, probably not.
You know, the Raw women's thing, there might be an interest. The tag team situation, no. The US title, no. Enzo and Cass, no. The only thing is Joe and Lesnar.
And they're throwing it away on a throwaway pay-per-view that no one's gonna watch, and that's the saddest part of all. This Joe and Lesnar could be a WrestleMania main event.
One of the best matches that WWE could give us this year is being stuck on a show that nobody's gonna watch.
Nope.
Jeez.
Is the ratings really worth that much to you guys? Seriously?
Well, they're not gonna have fucking ratings. It's the network.
I know, that's what makes it even funnier.
So Charlie's got Heyman backstage and says that Brock will be here later. He'll call out Samoa Joe and he'll call him out for a fight. And then Joe just grabs him from behind, just goes, stay calm, stay calm. And he's like trying to put him in the clutch sort of thing. And he goes, I'm just kidding with you. Yeah. Why waste all my energy on you when I can save it for later? When I lock it in on Brock. Nice suit, by the way. It's like, that is how you do a nice backstage segment.
He basically turned into a sniper at this point.
Yeah. Then we get to the announcement of what's coming next, which is Miz TV. So
Here we go.
We get to Ad Week with the announcement that Stephanie McMahon is one of the biggest people or the biggest women in the sports industry. Had anybody's noticed, when the fuck has WWE been sports in the last 10 years? Because they phased out sports a long time. You know, sports entertainment, I think, it became entertainment roughly about 10 years ago. Did they drop it because of the whole Vince McMahon being killed off and then the Chris situation?
I literally don't know anymore.
I just find it a coincidence that, you know, they're saying she's one of the biggest women in sports and they don't want to be acknowledged as sport, but they keep comparing themselves to sport. So what the fuck are you guys? Seriously. Bailey's got her number. She looks happy. She's happy with number 1. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my God. I am the continuation of the destruction of Bailey's character tonight once more.
We can have it as a fucking DVD.
The rise and fall of Bailey's character on the main roster.
The forced destruction of Bailey. Not self-destruction. Forced. So then we get to the thing. Just making sure I had the sounder. So it's Miz and Maurice from Miz TV. And Miz and Maurice have apparently put aside their differences, and it's like, haven't we? And Maurice is like, haha, don't think so. But Miz has got an announcement, so apparently it's some big signing. And he brings out the Ball family, which I keep calling the Bell family because that's how fucking memorable they are.
I have no idea who these people are, but obviously when it comes down to it, I don't watch sports, so I wouldn't know this anyway.
Well, I wasn't following the NBA draft because apparently this is where it came up. So LeVar, the very, 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 very vocal dad, showed up. And the I guess the brother of the son, LaMelo, comes out. Both look like LeVar's coming out. You thought Vince McMahon had a fucking stupid walk. LeVar is taking it to fucking cocaine. So then they bring out. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first off, I don't know who this goof is, but dear God, this guy, he looks like what happened if Keegan Michael Key played Charles Barkley. Number 1. Number 2, I'm pretty sure this kid looks like the lost member of Migos, the one that was left on the cutting room floor.
Wow.
And this segment did absolutely nothing. I mean, first off, this guy, this basketball dad guy, he came off kind of like Wesley Willis. That was the vibe I was getting from him. He was basically a caricature of like a stereotype is what he was. And I guess that's his gimmick. I guess that's how it works for him. He's like
well, supposedly he was saying that when he was in his prime, he could have taken on Michael Jordan in his prime in a one-on-one match and beaten him. That's LeVar, by the way, the dad.
Okay.
And he's basically saying how his kid, the one that was in the draft, Lonzo Bell, is better than nearly all the players that are currently playing. You know, he's apparently in his debut season, he's going to be as good as LeBron James or Steph Curry or any of the big names like that. And, you know, the crowd doesn't give a shit about LeVar, LaMelo, or Lonzo. Why are they all starting the names beginning with fucking L?
Well, it's like George Foreman naming all his sons and daughters George.
Yeah. So Miz is talking about a partnership between, is it like Big Balls brand or something?
Big Baller brand.
Big Baller brand. And LeVar says, well, it's not you, Miz, because, you know, you're insignificant. And of course, Miz cuts a heel promo on them in LA. Like, you know, how many championships have you won? You know, oh, I didn't know UCLA won anything. And then LeVar's just like off his tits.
He turns an Iron. He goes full Iron Sheik, and like I said, he turns Iron Sheik mixed with Wesley Willis, which is like the worst thing you possibly could be.
Yeah, he's just like, like, okay, who gave this bloke the fucking adrenaline shot from Pulp Fiction?
Gave him a live mic.
Except they stuck it in his fucking brain.
They gave him a live mic. You kept bringing this up to me, and I can't wrap my head around it. They gave this guy a live mic.
And of course, he wasn't going to go on script. He was going to say sort of what the hell he wants.
Yeah, and he kind of did.
Because he went as crazy as possible. You know, because Miz took off his shirt and he's saying, like, you know, put your white body away. And then he's like, oh, well, if you can do it, then I can do it as well. So then Dean Ambrose music hits. And this is when this happens. By the way, if you want to know who's speaking, apart from Michael Cole, it's the younger brother, LaMelo.
The guy from Migos, him.
Yeah. He decides to go and say, beat that Nashville ass.
Yep. Twice. No delay. No pause. Live television.
Yep. God, if only that came up on the closed captioning.
I wish I was watching with captioning at that time.
So Dean's like trying to get him to shut up. That's the best bit. Because I'm guessing he hasn't properly heard the M word being used.
Probably not.
But basically, Dean's got the Big Baller Brand shirt on.
Because he likes free t-shirts.
And because he likes talking about balls. Great balls of fire. He has balls. The Big Balls brand. So out of this, we get a 6-man tag. Which is Dean Ambrose, Heath Slater, and Rhino versus The Miz and The Miztourage.
Who said that one first? Oh, God, WWE, really?
You're stealing our shit.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, you know what the best thing would have been? If we just last week on the Raw thing, if we just said the N-word like constantly throughout, perhaps they would have allowed it.
Oh God, no.
By the way, in case you're wondering you can clearly tell there was going to be some sort of thing going on with the Ball family with this match.
Or there was supposed to be.
Because LaMelo decided to be a fucking idiot, they got taken out back and put out their misery by Old Yeller. They were never seen again, and I think I honestly think there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to want anything to do with the Ball family anymore.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like you said, they were setting up a deal where they were in the corner of Ambrose because they set that up. But second we come back from commercial, we've got the 6-man in the ring. Corey is trying to put some heat on it, and immediately he's pretty much shushed by Michael Cole. So it's like, don't talk about that anymore. The segment's over.
Mention, Vince is like, don't mention that fucker's name again. Yeah. I'm giving him the Titus O'Neil treatment, except he ain't going to be suspended.
Pretty much. That's exactly what happened in this case.
If LaMelo's supposed to be so good at basketball as well, he better get some fucking coaching for speaking to the press so he doesn't just say the M word all the bloody time.
So we had...
The sad thing is this overshadows what was a okay-ish match.
It was decent.
Yeah.
Rhino gets the hot tag. Can't believe I'm saying that in 2017. Hit a massive spine buster for a near fall. Ambrose chases The Miz around the ring, and Axel gets a cheap shot on Rhino. Bo Dallas gets the roll up. And again, something I can't believe I'm saying in 2017. I'm very happy to be saying it, but I can't believe it with WWE's wonderful booking. Bo Dallas rolls up Rhino for the win. Mr. Raj go over. Tag division, yay. Speaking of yay, here comes Enzo. First, since Ashley apparently is not paying attention, I want to bring up the matches that happened on main event.
Oh, you might as well bring that up because I'm amazed at what you told me of that.
So we had Cedric Alexander over the Brian Kendrick in a match that happens daily, I'm pretty sure, somewhere. And then we had the main event of main events. A matchup we have been talking about on this network for months. A matchup I said that there's no way they could ever put them on the same brand because they're very similar. And by God, if they didn't. The Revival defeated the Good Brothers.
Wait, whoa. I knew the Revival, but you're saying...
Yep.
Anderson and Gallows were actually up against Dash and Dawson.
Yep.
Fuck the Revival.
That's right. So that was done on purpose because of everything, and the Revival beat the Bullet Club on main event.
Revival. Yeah, but also the Revival are getting buried because they're just going to be on the network rather than on television. Because of the Bucks and Cody.
Pretty much.
They might have to stop this after the Revival thing, otherwise Revival are never going to get anywhere. I'm fearing now.
We shall see.
This might become a thing. Not in a good way. So now we've got a video recap of the whole Enzo and Cass situation over the past few weeks. Enzo makes his way out with the Enzo and Cass music. And Enzo says, my name's Enzo Amore and I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guy in the room. How you doing? Obvious submissions. And he's still a bit shaken by what happened last week. He's been trying to talk things over with Cass privately. Heard nothing. Even had to go to his mother, but heard nothing. So he calls out Cass to talk publicly. Cass comes out to the same music.
Yeah, it's Super Brawl 1. Back when Ron Simmons faced Butch Reed in a steel cage. It was the Battle of Doom. They came out to the exact same entrance theme.
Well, it was just it was just like 30 seconds into the track sort of thing.
Which the only difference in the situation is when the Doom faced off against each other, they just continuously played the song.
Yeah, it didn't like.
Didn't happen with Enzo and Cass, but it's the same concept.
The fans are booing Cass, and Enzo's like, I know you don't like this. These fans booing, words cut deep. I was hurt last week, but the thing is, you were right about a lot of the things that you said. A mouth like me gets me into trouble, but the thing is, you always had my back. We were a great team. You may have broken my heart, and you nearly broke my face last week, but brothers stick together no matter what. I've enjoyed riding with you. I've been enjoying riding shotgun with you for all your power and your expertise and everything. And the thing is, both of us showed a lot of emotions last week. You with your anger, me with my sadness. I can think back to when 18 months ago. Well, was it 18 months ago? Was it 2 years ago?
God, it sounds like it.
No, it would have been 18 months because of the draft.
Yep.
Right? No. Would have been 2 years ago, wouldn't it?
Now you understand why I'm so fed up with all of this. It's been 2 years.
But 2 years ago when Enzo got concussed, on the pay-per-view by, was it New Day? No, it was Ascension, wasn't it?
It was the Vaudevillains.
Oh, no, it was
Simon Gotch.
It was him that I'm going to be seeing at King of Trios. Awkward. It's their time to become tag champs, and Cass digests all this and says, look, you don't know when to shut up. And after what I did to you last week, I was ashamed. Yeah, you're annoying. Yeah, you're loud. And I can accept you for being like that. But I can't change you, and you can't change me. But I think as long as you can accept it, I can accept it. From brother to brother, I apologize for what I've been doing over the past few weeks. And he offers a hand. A shake. And they put it behind them. And they shake hands, despite the crowd going, no, because they know it's a trap. And then, Cass says, all those that you doubted our friendship, and there's only one word to describe you. Soft. Probably the last time you'll be hearing that. They went up the ramp together and celebrated at the top of the ramp. And then, I'd say sort of Rainmaker clothesline-esque. Because he pulled him sort of into him and gave him a clothesline.
It was more of a short arm clothesline because it wasn't like the cross arm and then pull back. It was just regular.
Yeah, he didn't really spin him around, but he still pulled him into him, sort of deal.
It was a vicious short arm clothesline. It was.
And of course, it's like, you fans want him, you want him, and he lifts him above his head, for the bada boom drop or whatever, the NBA jam, as we call it.
Yep.
And he just throws him down the ramp. How you doing?
Vince continues to get his wonderful thoughts about seeing Enzo get ragdolled every single week.
Yeah. So I love the fact that every time they advertise Seth Rollins now, they have to keep saying WWE 2K18.
So let me get this straight. Usually when someone's the cover for the new video game, they normally have a special mode or a special version of them. I'm telling you right now, if I'm going to get a Seth Rollins, I want to get a Tyler Black.
I think you're going to get a Seth.
NXT is probably the best one we're going to get.
Yeah, you're going to get probably. Well, that's the thing. You didn't really get a special Brock, did you?
No, but it's Brock. They could have done more with Brock than they did.
There was no mode. I'm trying to think what mode they could do.
Start him out at NXT. You have the match with Big E where he wins the NXT. He's the first NXT champion.
Perhaps not for him. Just I'm trying to think if they do incorporate a mode into it this year, because they left it out last year apparently because I don't know reasons.
Right.
Which I think was one of the things that held it back from being really good, because that's what really suckered people in. The Attitude Era stuff for 2K16 when they've covered Austin and all that.
Yeah, apparently Angle was the pre-order this time around, and there's no special mode for Angle this year. As far as we know yet.
Well, there'll obviously be the Hall of Fame stuff that they add in.
Right.
But in terms of, I sense them going to do some sort of like showcase mode.
They need to.
I don't know what it could be.
There's a lot of things it could be. Oh, and a quick update from the Staples Center. The main event for Raw tonight was Bray Wyatt against Seth Rollins.
All right. Which Seth won, I guess?
Seth won with the Angel Maker in a match that a correspondent called Nothing Special.
And Stone Cold, no.
Well, he does live in Los Angeles, and he was in the building tonight, but he didn't actually show up at all.
So all those shirts were just because they wanted to sell shirts.
Troll316 says, I just worked your ass.
I like it. I like it. Booty. So Sasha's been busy apparently at the BET Awards, and she's nominated at the Teen Choice Awards for female sportsperson or something. Which means she's, I think, going up against Serena Williams and the Bellas. So she's lost either way.
Pretty much.
So then we go to the commentary team, and Cass just gets in Corey's face and says, you know, I've been told by Kurt that I can't get into physical contact with you. But whatever it is, you must have got some pretty damn good dirt on Kurt in order to get me to reveal the you know, and break up our team. You know, stay out of my business. And the more and more I'm going, yeah. What does Corey know about Kurt that's going to scare him shitless when Stephanie's back? Because it's coming. Sooner rather than later, probably, because if she's supposed to be one of the most powerful women in sports, if she comes back when the bloody NFL comes back on, thinking that that's going to be a ratings boost, and it just drops hard, I'll be like, yep, great job, guys. Great
yeah, there you go. It's revealed that this is WWE logic. This is not mine. My God, I'd never do this in a million years. But this is, we're going to get a Maury Povich situation, and we're going to find out that that Hunter and Stephanie's kids belong to Kurt Angle. That's going to set up the match. Don't forget, we had the situation where with Jericho, with the storyline was about coffee. So anything's possible at this point.
Kingston?
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Let's talk about, speaking of Seth Rollins.
So Seth Rollins comes out as they recap the Bray stuff. And he's facing Kurt Hawkins.
Yep.
Because fuck you, Japan. And Kurt just says, how many of you think I'm going to lose tonight? And how many people think of you are going to win? Well, we'll have to see. What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, this match was super short. I mean, Rollins hit the tope shit.
What was the fucking finish?
I'll tell you. Rollins hit the tope suicida and then got the sling blade, hit the flying guillotine off the middle buckle, hit the Avada Kedavra, and then and ended up hitting the Angel Maker for the win. Match was over in less than 3 minutes. And, of course, it's time for Bray Wyatt promo.
Yeah, so he butts in and says, basically immediately after the match is over, and he just goes, I haven't forgiven you for all your comments and your actions recently. You keep saying to people, be like no one. Stop fucking advertising the game. They're not going to care until you announce the roster, which won't be till SummerSlam, and when they actually start seeing fucking gameplay, which probably won't be until SummerSlam. There'll be people that will be sick of the game, and it'll be out in October. They don't realize as well, with the release date being when it is, it doesn't really have dramatically strong competition. Because it's coming out before all the crazy shit of Assassin's Creed and whatever. In previous years, it's come out same day or sometimes even after the majority of the big-ass releases. But I think a quick bit of research on this and try and bring it up while I'm talking about this. The next couple of hours. We're not going that long. I keep doing this tagline, and I think it's going to have so much fatigue that people are going to be sick of hearing it. Either way, he says he's be like no one, but he's so corporate and everything and a company man, even though he says he isn't, that it will all come, it's all in due time won't be revealed of his true fate, and he's going to save him and he's going to cleanse him with the flame of a god. And that July the 9th will be Reclamation Day. And, you better give in or else he'll simply burn. Aside from the sounds, that was actually a damn good promo. That's the fact of the matter. Damn good promo.
And they're going to face off the Great Balls of Fire.
Mm-hmm. So Call of Duty's not the 3rd. Assassin's Creed Origins and Super Mario Odyssey's like October 27th, along with Wolfenstein. Destiny, that's Destiny 2 on the PC. That's not that. So it looks like it's coming out. It looks like it's coming out the same day as South Park Fractured Butthole.
I see.
Oh, and Evil Within 2. And Middle-earth Shadow of War. Oh, they're triply fucked. They are triply fucked. Middle-earth Shadow of War, I want. Evil Within 2, I sort of want. South Park Fractured Butthole, I want. 2K18, I've already said I want 3 games. I've only got so much money. I'm sorry, guys. Bye. Oh, that's an awkward. That's an awkward date. If only they did it the date. If only they did it the week before, when all that's coming out is bloody Forza Motorsport. Literally, that's the only. I'm just looking at it. That's the only game of note that's coming out on October the 3rd. Wow, that would be such a better release date for them. Ooh, awkward. Grabbing of the neck of the collar. So Dana and Mickey are getting their balls because balls. And then Heyman's in the parking lot and Lesnar pulls up. Here he is. Sasha gets her number. She looks happy because she's stolen Bayley's number. So Heyman introduces himself and says he's the advocate for Brock, and Joe doesn't fear Lesnar, going by his cheap shots to Brock, and those were the actions of a dumbass. But the anticipation's over. The bathroom break had better be over, and that record button had better be pressed to the on, because here is Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar does his entrance, and of course Joe just runs in from behind, locks on the coquina clutch. He bashes him into the screen a couple of times trying to get out of it, but eventually Joe locks it on. Lesnar's going pink. GIFs and memes are going to be made of this, like "Joke a bitch out" sort of thing, or something like that, or perhaps "Beat that Nashville up." Who knows? And then, amazingly, making the fucking save, the Revival and Carl Anderson.
Because
and that's it, though. Just those three are enough to stop Samoa Joe. What?
No Gallows, just Anderson.
Yeah. Gallows didn't want to be anything to do with that shit, because he has proven the presence of the great Power OD.
Exactly right.
He don't fuck with giant beasts like Lesnar or Joe or the great Power OD.
That's exactly right.
And Joe's like, "Oh, I've got your number. I've got you, son." TikTok. And Brock's recovering on the stage. Then we get a reminder that the women's Money in the Bank that never happened on the pay-per-view is happening. Even though it happened on the pay-per-view. So then we got Cruiserweight action. It's Lince Dorado with, I think, some new music that sounds like he thinks he's Metallica. It's like, I never remember Dorado's music ever being like that, ever. Taking on the Neville Man with Tozawa looking like fucking... Tonight, if you put the Yujiro Takahashi in a suit for Bullet Club and gave him, what's her name? Tokyo Bitch?
Something like that, yes.
Tokyo Ariana Grande? That's basically Tozawa.
I thought he looked like a younger Masahiro Chono.
Yeah, to some extent as well, but I'm going with the stuff that the new people know as well. Certainly Yujiro-esque. Not because he's Japanese looking, but because it's sort of like that swagger style that Tozawa has. He was better with the shades than without, but the match itself was okay. That's all I can say, because it was short as shit.
It was all right.
Short as shit. Yeah. Is it simple enough to say that Neville won with the Rings of Saturn? Was there anything else of note?
Yeah, Dorado got some shine in, hit the tope suicida, and then he hit the flying body press for a near fall. Neville cut him off, hit the running kick, locked on the Rings of Saturn, and won it clean. Here comes Titus.
Well, yeah, because Tozawa gets in the ring and takes his jacket off, and it's like, oh, we're going to fight. They're staring each other down, and Titus goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you trying to get physical, guys? Why the hell would you want to do it for free? I've set up a match for the pay-per-view. And I'm going, yeah, Titus, if people haven't got the network or, have lapsed and are giving some sort of encouragement to re-sign, it's normally in the form of like a free trial. So you saying, fighting for free,
that 85% of the fuckers will be watching it for free. Myself included. So,
Wrong! Yeah, I had to get a Kevin Spacey Superman Returns reference in some way. Yeah. So apparently at Great Balls of Fire, we'll find out whether the Neville level matches up to the power of Tozawa. Ha! And insert other halves. So Emma's picking her number. So then they recap Braun and Roman. And they say Roman escaped the ambulance and is hunting for Braun. What? Actually, what? So then Charlie's backstage with Heyman, asking him for his thoughts. He's like, oh, you want my thoughts? You know, this is further proof that Samoa Joe is anything but Samoan. You know, Samoans are proud. They're honorable guys. You know, if they want to fight you, they'll just stare in your face and smack you in the face and just say, let's go at it, motherfuckers. I mean, he didn't say that, but that's what he was trying to convey. Because he was doing this shouting and sweating and eyes bulging. It was just like, man, if only he was given a live mic. If only he was given LeVar Ball segment.
Oh, God.
I don't think he would have had his kid say the M word.
Probably not.
You know, all these Samoans are proud. You know, they fight. You know, they fight it. You know, smack in your face and just stare you and saying, "Come on, let's do it." You know, Joe keeps doing cheap shot after cheap shot. He admits, you know, if Joe locks on those clutch in 2 weeks, it'll be over. You know, Brock will be the former champ and Samoa Joe will be the new one. But the thing is, as a promoter, Heyman loves this because this means Brock's got his back against the wall with nowhere to go. And the thing is, that's the most dangerous Brock to face. It's not going to be a simple thing. It's going to be a full-on ass beating. It's going to be happening. And once he's been taken to Suplex City and F5'd and everything, and Samoa Joe's lost, Samoa Joe's dignity, his balls, his manhood will just shrink back into him. And the medics and everybody will check on him backstage, and they'll just go, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. And he walks off, and it's like, okay, that's the only bit that I've heard when they've referenced the song, and it's actually been awesome because it's Paul Heyman, and he can practically make anything awesome.
Yes, very true.
So Nia's got her ball. Alexa sort of pep talks are saying, you know, we've both been judged for the way that we look. You know, I'm small. Nobody, you know, my own mum made fun of me for getting a WWE contract. Nobody thought I'd be champion. You know, you've dealt with you being too big and everything. And Alexa wishes her luck at the same time saying, I'm sure you don't need it, but good luck sort of deal. And Nia goes, yeah, I don't need luck. You'll see. Now, I'm going to get that title shot and beat you easy in 2 weeks. So, we get to the gauntlet match. So, number one is Bayley. So, yeah, she was so excited to have number one. Because of reasons. And then number two is Nia Jax. The thing is, I will say, they must have done something about her attire because she doesn't look as big as she did. I don't know whether it was the material or whatever, but she's actually looking a bit more sort of right for the figure that she has.
Right.
She doesn't look overly chunky anymore. She just looks like, she's round in the right places, sort of thing. Because some of those things, and I guess the way they rode on her body, they just sort of made her look like. I mean, I don't want to say Karma / Awesome Kong, but they certainly didn't. It's as if they added to her body weight in appearance, and that doesn't seem to be happening as much now. So this set of matches gets complicated. Apart from the first match, where, of course, the forced destruction of Bayley's character. Because of reasons.
Yeah, I don't get this. Bayley gets eliminated rather quickly with a Samoan drop. Here comes Mickie James.
Yeah, it's number 3.
She fights out of a bear hug and finally gets some shine with a drop kick. And then the seated senton, the Mick kick, going for the Mickey DT, and of course she gets tossed off. And then Nia plants her with a Vader attack and gets the win. Dana Brooks up next. And I die a little bit. We all do. Dana charges. Nia's like, eh. And then hits a leg drop and it takes her out. Here comes Emma.
Pretty much.
Emma ends up going for a flying body press. She gets caught. Nia hits a Samoan drop to eliminate her. And finally, here comes Sasha Banks. They go back and forth for a while. Sasha goes for the same guillotine that Bayley choked her out with in NXT, even though we're not supposed to remember that. Nia suplexes out for a near fall. Sasha counters out of another suplex. Modified roll up. Nia goes for a leg drop. She misses. And she goes for a bank statement, but Nia hits a Samoan drop. Sasha goes to the apron. Nia pulls her back in. And she sets it up again. Sasha fights out of it and basically locks on like a side choke on her back that basically gets the tap out. It was like a side crossface is pretty much what it was. They went about 30 minutes with that whole segment. I mean, we're getting Sasha and Alexa Bliss, which is going to be good. Kurt Angle comes out for no reason. And here comes Alexa Bliss. And she basically raises the title in the air. And she gets drop kicked for her troubles. And that's what the babyface did to end this edition of Raw.
Yep. Because of reasons.
Yeah, because of reasons seems to be all we can say nowadays. Not really a great edition of the show. The 6-man was fine. Miz TV, you need to check it out just for its sheer bizarre nature. Oh God, Heyman's promo, of course, with Joe getting to try to choke out Lesnar, and I would say if you would just get to Nia and Sasha and just completely eliminate everything else, you're fine. They're trying to book Nia like a killer. Still don't buy it. But I guess I'm not the target demographic here that's you're trying to sell to. Yeah, this is a weak show. Yes, Pedro, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Ashley has said this before. I don't know if he said it on the show before because we've said a lot of things in the time we've been doing this. But when it comes down to it, it seems like the last hour is just they've given up.
I mean, they gave you, if you look at it, if you ignore that the last 50 minutes happened, at the top of the hour, you had Lesnar and Joe choke him out.
Right.
And you faded to black. You just needed the bloody logo to be there, and that's your 2-hour show.
I wonder what's going to happen on the Hulu version of the show. I'm real curious to see what ends up on the Hulu version of the show.
Well, we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, so I think that's our show. Really not much else we can talk about at this point. Thank you, Pedro, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Timbo, for dropping in for a bit. Anyone that's not vocal in chat, we do appreciate you listening tonight or tomorrow, depending on when you're checking this out. Not much else to really say, but if you missed this show, it wasn't a big deal. So that's going to be your show. Ashley, where can we find you on social media?
I am on Twitter at Ash is my name UK. And Gaming with Ash, the final little bit. With oh wow, Shayna Baszler's playing fucking PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Watch that instead than Raw. God damn it.
Yeah, the final edition of Gaming with Ash from
for the E3 stuff anyway.
E3 is going to be probably tomorrow, if not Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Probably tomorrow, actually. It won't be up till later because I got to work all day, but still, it'll be up. Or it might go up before I go to work tomorrow, as long as it's up before 8 a.m. Well, I guess we'll see. So we've got Patreon. We've got a Zazzle merch store, both available at Popcast Network. We got a Facebook fan page at Popcast Network, a Twitter at Literal Popcast Network, and you can follow me on Twitter at Siro and Disney. Check out the network and all its various forms and the content for the rest of this week. We've got videos coming up very soon. Obviously, we got the Wednesday Wrestling Popcast at 9 o'clock coming up on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about everything going on in the wrestling world, including Wrestle Circus and New Japan Pro Wrestling, adding to, of course, our regular scheduled of like the Ring of Honor TV tapings, SmackDown, NXT 205 Live, Impact, building up to Slammiversary on Sunday, Lucha Underground, What Culture Pro Wrestling, everything under the umbrella. That's going to be talked about on Wednesday. Sip and Snack returns on Thursday with a special July 4th edition early of Sip and Snack. Friday, I guess you're going to have to wait and see. And Saturday, AJ's movie reviews of Baby Driver is coming your way. And Vectorverse on Sunday, so. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, in the next couple of days, we might just be getting something iconic coming your way from Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if it's going to be something that is going to make me want. We're going to be spellbound, potentially. Is there...
He said iconic. It's Ubisoft.
No, it's not. Is there death in our future? Is there something that needs to be taken care of, if you know what I mean? Or is it something that we may need to crow about? I guess you're just going to have to wait and see, because we're all going to find out sooner rather than later. Get it? Soon. Yeah. So there. So that's going to be your show tonight. Once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. And as always, in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more this evening you've chosen a Popcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. Support the Bullet Club and go buy your shirts at Hot Topic. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
You know what rhymes were bigger?